All right, everybody, we're live.
Yes, sir. Welcome to a more serious topic.
Yeah.
Uh, we got two people here. We got my homie Kevin back again,
Oh, hello everyone. Greetings.
and I also have a niece.
Hello,
Yes.
good to be back.
After dropping absolute classics with them beforehand, I feel like we need to get them back on for this specific topic because we all
Yeah,
seem to have something in common. Um, I have recently discovered that emotional abuse tactics is really plaguing um
our
society.
generation.
Yeah, our generation. Good word. You feel me? I feel like it's a little too common and stuff like that, and all of us almost in common have something to add to this topic because I haven't heard anybody else talk about it. But before we start talking about it, I have went through this with my dad, and he specifically told me um the reason why a lot of people, a lot of men, I would say, even though this happens to women, but we know, let's get on the man side here. You feel me? A lot of men don't really open up about this thing because society makes us like feel that we're supposed to bottle up our emotions. So let's start with that first, so we can clear that out the way and kill that narrative. How do y'all feel about that?
You want me to go?
Yeah. Anyone take the mic?
I mean, at the end of the day, you don't have to let society do that to you. I mean, you know, I I think every man should try to seek out any sort of therapy if they need it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think it's weak, and if you are in an environment where that idea is suggested, then you should, remove yourself from that environment, and you shouldn't continue in that environment because it's clearly a toxic environment. And, sometimes when you're breathing in too much burnt plastic, you're going to get cancer. So,
That's facts. I love
move
it.
out, move out of the area, bro. That's it. And, go and get help, and to any man who thinks they need to say to themselves, oh, I'm a man, I can't do that. That's all BS. You have to express your emotions because, something worse can just happen than depression, man. Like,
Exactly.
there's so many people who could take their lives because of something like this. And, nobody here, all four of us, nobody wants that to all you viewers. We don't want none of you to take your life because, society or whatever the hell it might be is telling us to be a man. We don't want that. We want all you men to be alive, to be a man. We want all you to be a man, meaning, we don't want you rotting away in the ground, you know, because of society's stupid rules,
Yeah.
so
In my,
Hmm.
that's it.
in my opinion, in my opinion, it's more manly to be like. It's more manly to like say like, you know what, I need help, and you're actually gonna go get the help. Meaning you're gonna actually go contact a therapist. So in my opinion, it's that's really manly, like accepting help, like to actually accept help, because most men nowadays don't really do it, and then obviously it destroys us mentally, and then we end up doing something physically stupid to ourselves, that we really shouldn't, because like we shouldn't be hurting ourselves over like Matt said about thing, what's it called, society, in it, because
Yeah,
society just be on shit, in it.
yeah,
Mm.
the Joker meme is true, man. Like, seriously,
Exactly. For real.
Society.
Kevin, how do you feel about it?
All right. So to start this off pretty strong, I don't want to mention a really good quote. A man that cries doesn't mean he's weak. It means he's been strong for far too long. You know, when
Amen to
society,
that.
hmm?
Amen to that.
Of course, bro, of course. But
Johnny
you
Depp
know,
said that. I don't mean to cut you off. That's crazy.
did he say that?
Yeah, he actually said that. Yeah, which is weird, especially the situation that he's in. That's
yeah,
why I said it.
He's been through a lot, bro.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Because he was put in a situation where everyone would rather hear his wife's side rather than his side, and things got a little complicated for him, and things didn't go the way it was supposed to be.
Yep.
It's unfair. But back to the emotional trauma topic. You know, um, a lot of people in society perceive men as, oh, they're strong. If you show emotion, you're weak. If you cry, that means you're like a crybaby, you're weak. But in reality, in my perspective, a man is more manly than any other man when he actually acknowledges that he's in pain, acknowledges that there's something wrong, and he goes and actually takes care of it, like, how everybody has been mentioning recently. You know, uh, I don't know, it's just a lot to touch on. So this topic is, quite sensitive for a lot of people. So for
Yeah, of
me, it's
course.
like,
Yeah. But what you
but yeah.
said, I agree on. That's true though. What you said, I agree on that. To be fair, because for too long, us men have just been like given this role. Like, you know what? God knows who gave us this role, because I don't even know who gave us this role. Because as soon as I was born, I just been given this role as, yeah, you're a protector and you're a server and you provide. That's literally us. We just protect and provide. That's it for families, and that's it. And when it comes to us needing emotional support, if we ask for it, what happens to us? We either get taken advantage of, or we
Mm-hmm.
get called an emotional wreck, or the B word, or like, like we're crybabies, or as some people say, you're being such a moany myrtle. That's a British thing, but like, like it's so dumb, because if okay, so if all these people are coming to us, yeah, like, as in, like, okay, so if you're in a relationship with a female, obviously she's going to want emotional support from you, and obviously you are going to give it, because you like the girl, you're in love with the girl, so obviously she's your girlfriend or your wife or whatever, you're going to give it, of course. So like, you're giving it to her, yeah, but like, what's she giving to you? Is she going to give him emotional support? No, because she'll be like, why do you need emotional support? You're meant to be strong, blah blah. But what happens if we have like what happens if a massive like thing happens in our life? Like someone passes away, or like, anything can happen in it. It's life
Mm-hmm.
in it. So what are we gonna do? Yeah. Well, you're not gonna be there for me just because it will just show me as weak or something, or you won't find that attractive or whatever. Like, it's so dumb, bro. And like, I just don't understand it, man. And even like in general, like you get upset about something, and then just society just turns around and says, you're not supposed to be sad, you're not supposed to be depressed, you're not supposed to go through this. Only I am, but you're not. Men can't cry. Men don't cry. Like, it's so dumb, bro. And I really don't know what else to say, but like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love on everything that you touched upon, and we could go that route. But
Yeah.
specifically, this episode is mostly for taking advantage of. That's a
Oh.
very specific thing that I feel like we all have to talk about, because I feel like in a lot of relationships, it's not a two-way street. It's who's funneling the most give and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. And it becomes extremely weird, because most situations it ends up in a cycle where you give, and then when you don't get, you get mad, and then you start getting what you want, and then when you put yourself back in the position of giving, it it just becomes a cycle like that, and that could be
Never ending
physically,
cycle.
yeah, never ending cycle, physically or emotionally if you're giving or getting. But
Mm.
um to start off, I got this article, and I actually found out about this through Reddit because I was doing some research, and I already knew about gaslighting, but when I heard love bombing, I was like, wait, what are these things? And I went down a small rabbit hole. I just did a couple of Google searches and found this article. And the things that I read was mind blowing, because once I started reading this whole article, like, gaslighting and stuff like that, it's very small definitions. But once I did it, and then I started applying it to other people's relationships that I heard of, seen, or anything like that, it was almost textbook. Like, they literally wrote the article. That's how weird it was to me. So, I feel like, you know, you guys, do you feel like the stuff like emotional abuse, especially when we go into these topics, is it like a common thing, like manipulation, stuff like that?
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so because, in my experience, like I've had people literally, tell me you're useless, you're that, and then the next day, Dunkin' Donuts will be on the kitchen table, and
Mm,
a big nice, and a nice Dunkin' Donuts is just like a breakfast chain here.
Oh, we
And
have it here.
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
I've had it
really?
before.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I've
yeah.
had it
Yeah.
before. Yeah, I love Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was like, I thought it was just in America and Canada. Anyway, never mind.
Mm.
Um, yeah, it'll just be on my table, and it's just like it'll also be used to like I don't know how to describe this, but if you don't do what that person says the next day, you know how they'll buy you something or whatever,
Yeah.
and then they're trying to use they'll try to use it as a guilt trip sort of thing where, oh, you didn't do
Yeah.
what I said, but I did this kind action for you, so you're the bad guy, so feel bad.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
so true.
yeah, I don't understand that. So it's really twisted, man. Like that is some I don't know, that's some like super villain stuff there right there, man, because it's I don't know, like you can't just play with people's emotions like that. Like, because you have to understand, like that radical change in emotion for people. Like one day you'll think one thing, but then somebody will come in, a third party will come in and, change your view the next day. And it's just like, damn, I need time to like process that. Like, I need a good day. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
it's such a perfect way to just put people back in place, you know, because
Exactly.
Oh my God,
because
you're
It's one of
spitting,
the
bro.
easiest. It's one of the easiest
yeah.
tactics too, when it comes
Yeah.
to manipulation. Is one of the easiest because I mean personally, in my personal Imani, you already know,
Yeah,
I had
yeah,
a
yeah.
person that I was basically so and so you can say deeply in love with, and she ended up buying me birthday gifts and stuff and like treating me and stuff, and then like basically she didn't say it to my face, but like she implied like like she did all this blah blah, and she apologized for her mistakes or whatever she said to me and stuff, and then she started making me feel bad, making me think that I'm the bad guy. Like, hold up, okay, you know what, she did this, she did that, she apologized, okay, maybe I'm the bad guy in this situation, okay, I need to apologize, okay, I need to go back to basically being there for her, blah blah, doing what she wants me to do. I was basically a puppet to her.
Hmm.
So yeah. I don't know what that was called. You, Imani, you told me something about that.
Um,
That was
I think
love.
I was highlighting
That
it just
was
now. It was gaslighting. I think
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah. That's
closest
it.
to it,
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
Yeah. So, but hold on, I want to go back to Matthew real quick because
Mm,
I was kind of laughing in my head because you were literally describing the first thing we were gonna go through, love bombing,
right.
yeah.
which let me get into it. Um, Let me read it off actually. The term love bombing trends from situations where an abuser bombards their partner with presence, attention, affection, and compliments. This may entail from an extensive like, gifting, all that stuff, showing attention and stuff like that. And
Mm.
to the point where the victims are overwhelmed by the attention, but also drawn to it. The wolf in sheep's clothing is given to their partner, is giving to their partner everything they want in a relationship, things only seen and heard in romantic films. However, as the manipulation continues, the victim loses tracks of what happened. The relationship moves quickly. Then the more the victim spends time, yada yada. This is more for dating and stuff like that. But I feel like this type of stuff does extend to any type of relationship, whether
E-
work, friendship, or just someone you're having, a contact with.
so someone that you like as well, like that you want to be with.
Oh yeah,
They,
obviously this is like dating or liking or anything like that. That's the
yeah, yeah,
most easily placed thing that it could happen to. And
yeah.
then the switch happens where um you know wait, hold on, the abuser shows their true colors. They may become angry or overwhelmingly jealous, enforcing outrageous demands such as spending all their time with their partner, which may further distance the victim's friends and family, stuff like that. Abusers will often use these tactics on people who tend to feel lonely, or those that they feel need an intimate relationship with another person and count on it. And again, this could like a lot of people I feel like could relate to that. And just like overall, the cycle of just getting all these gifts usually happen backwards, at least from what I've seen. In relationships where the person gets angry and outlashes and stuff like that, and their apology is they don't straight up admit they were wrong. They start giving a lot of stuff, and it makes you extremely confused and stuff like that. I think
Yeah.
even Dave Chappelle kind of touched on that when he was talking about Iceberg Slim and how a pimp, when he feels like one of his excuse me for this language, one of his hoes was about to lose it because of everything that they were doing. He was told, the pimp said, yo, all you have to do to get her back on track mentally is to beat her with a pipe super hard, and then as an apology just run her a nice bath and give her food. That's literally love bombing right there to an extent.
That
So
is, yeah.
and it just I feel like this is one of the bigger things, because it's more of a confusion tactic, because it's like, once everything goes wrong and now you're starting to get everything back like in tenfold what you wanted and plus more, it's like, what is happening? So
Exactly.
I feel like you guys could add on to it.
Yeah, and
Any stories?
it's kind of like having a Ferrari go, 300 miles per hour, but then, you just put out one of its tires or whatever, and it just, what's it called? What's the saying? Like drags out or something? Whatever it
Spins
is.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
spins
spins
out.
out.
Yeah, spins
Yeah.
out. And then the guy who took out the guy's tire, and the guy's tire comes over and helps him. It's like, damn, it's literally breaking an old wall down and then bringing it back up. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like it's not reinforced like the old wall. It's just, some petty little fake wall. But I would like to hear Kevin's thoughts on that.
So, all right. So, oh boy.
Oh, it's a
So
tough
I,
episode, man.
so I can definitely say I have been through all these things. It's not the best feeling. It really isn't. When you feel like, because it was done towards me. Like I never did it towards anyone else. It was always done towards me, right? And basically it's like the other person, can't mention names or anything because, confidential information. And they would, do what the definitions are saying, like shower me with affection and everything, right? Get all my hopes up. But I noticed that through time, I got distanced from my family, got distanced from my friends, and I was like, oh, this isn't okay, right? But that person convinced me that it was okay. It was like, oh, you're just spending more time with me. That's all right. And me, being the gullible little man I was like, okay, I'll follow through that. So it kept getting worse, kept getting worse. I realized that I was not at my best at all. I was not exceeding in school. My friends was getting more distant. My family was getting more distant. And every time it get to the point where I'd almost just shut down because of how bad it got, because of what she was doing, then she would like be like, oh, I'm sorry, this and that, and like bring false hope into my head. And then it's like the whole wall concept. Like she tried reconstructing me, but it didn't work. It's like trying to put a broken vase back together. It broke, but putting a vase back together is almost impossible because you can never restore it to the way it was before when it was made. That was my mentality. Like she broke it down to the point where it can't be rebuilt like it was before that whole thing happened. And every time she just kept breaking it to pieces and then try repiecing it again. And it was a constant cycle to the point where it's just, nowadays I have a different concept and different perspective in multiple things, different perception in multiple people, how they think, how they manage things, because no one should ever go through that type of pain. No one should go through that type of manipulation. Like, no one should be controlled. Like, you should have the right to express your emotions. You should have the right to not only a one-sided thing in control. Like, both of you, if it's either a friendship or family or relationship, both of you should manage your emotions equally. Both of you should check up on each other. But my situation, that person was like, oh, if everything's good for me, it's fine for me. I don't care about the other person because I'm the one being benefited. And seeing them like lowered at the very lowest pedestal existent is beneficial to me. And that's what broke me, because I was like, I thought this was a whole thing of, me and you, us controlling our emotions in a healthy way, and for us to be, managing in a healthy way equally as it should be, but it wasn't. So then it went into that whole manipulation thing. Just like, it's literally what happened was love bombing and gaslighting. Literally that combination was made during that time, that certain time period. And it just ruins you. It just ruins the way you think. It just ruins the way you feel. And then you're going to look at every single other person, and you're going to have those thoughts like, are they going to treat me the same way? Like, do they perceive things the same way? Like, is it going to be the same way? Am I going to go through this pain again? And it's awful, because as a man, you have to bottle up so many things, and you're only known for the condition that you can provide rather than love and emotion, because all that love and emotion stuff is all towards women, because, women, dogs, children gets all the love, when man is only known and appreciated for, again, what Chris Rock mentioned in his quote, they're only recognized for the condition that they can provide. What do I mean? Money, a house, also emotional and conditional support. But yeah, I just feel like it's really dumb. I feel like it's really dumb. Like, we go through so much. But it's not acknowledged, because due to society standards, we're supposed to bottle it up and, make ourselves look tough, when in reality, we're all hurting inside. It's at some point, it's going to build up and develop into worse things like anger management issues, or maybe you're going to develop depression, or maybe you're going to not perceive things as it should be and start making misconceptions. And then, yeah, it hurts, it hurts. But that's all I have to say.
Hey, man. I've always said this about love, and I've always believed this about love. It's got two sides to it, It can be unlimited fulfillment or the biggest mousetrap you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Jesus, that was powerful. I'm not gonna lie. I had to take a moment for that, because, you already told me, but just to, hear it in the way you put it way more proper. So it was like that kind of hurt. I'm not gonna lie, it hurt me. And I just, whew, gosh, I don't mean to laugh, but it's just, wow.
Hey, man, it's all right. It's things from the past. I've moved on. We're on to better things, man.
But you just like touched on so many things. That's why it's like, Jesus. But yeah, it's like everything you said was true, and stuff like that. Especially the combination of gaslighting and love bombing and stuff like that. This is a horrible transition, but I kind of have to move on to it. No disrespect to what you said, but everything you said was perfectly put together that I can't really add much to it. So, and to add on to what you meant by gaslighting, gaslighting is hold on, I need to find out. Yeah, where is it? Well, it only shows an example, so I guess I'll just say the example. It came from actually like one of these plays, and I've watched the scene of it. It was actually pretty deep for its time because it was like 1930s talking about something so psychological. And in the play, a husband who is trying to get rid of his wife attempts to make her think that she's going slowly mad by making subtle changes to her environment. And hold on. So basically, what it is, I'm not trying to wait. Where is it? Where is it? I see it. In some situations, the manipulator could profess something so intensely firm and with confidence that they provoke the victim to doubt their own perspective and gut feeling. Basically, if it's like where you tell somebody, like, the sky is blue. This is an extreme example, but it's the best I could put it. And they go and tell you, no, what are you talking about? The sky is black. Then it's broad daylight. And they will try to forcibly convince you to change your perspective or make you think that you're crazy. And I feel like overall, this is like one of the easiest things to say because it's just undermining somebody else's perspective and trying to change it, not by like arguing about it or trying to have a conversation about it. You're straight up telling them, no, this is how you should think. And it's like you're molding them to become something else. And it's like doubting their whole existence at some point. Get to that point. It makes them overthink and think that they're crazy and stuff like that and be like, you know what, I should just trust this person's knowledge. And it puts you down to such a place where now they're higher, and then that's how the manipulation becomes more and more and more, because the more you think this person is right and I'm wrong, the more you fall into their arms and emotionally and probably physically too, to trust them and use them as guidance because you think they're right. So how do y'all feel about that? Well, we already know how Kevin feels, but
Well, it's kind of like the after effects of this emotional abuse thing. It's kind of like I don't know if this is the right syndrome, but it's kind of like Stockholm Syndrome, where you know how the kidnappee will become, obsessed with the kidnapper because of how long they've been with them. Like they believe they can't live without them.
that's it. I think that's
Exactly.
if it's that
Yeah.
syndrome,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is
Just
to an extent.
again, to everybody who's, oh, yes, okay, yeah. When hostages or abuse victims bond with their captors or abusers, yes. That's kind of like what happens here, where, it's not even if you want them, but it's like you keep thinking about them, like, damn, did I do something wrong? You know what I'm saying? You keep thinking about it. And look, the only way that's going to heal is with time, you know, and just staying away from that person. Like it's going to take time for you to heal from that. So, there is no shortcut for recovery on those types of emotional wounds, but the only, uh, medicine for that is just time, I feel. Um yeah, I don't know if you guys agree, but
Yeah, no, time heals all wounds, to be fair, with everything, because like you can't just like, okay, so you go through this whole like abuse thing for like months, weeks, days, however long, yeah. Obviously it's exhausting, it's tiring, like it's in your head all the time, and obviously it's going to take a very, very long time. Well, maybe not very, very long, but depending on how long the situation lasted, it is going to take you a while to basically be able to basically not like think about it as much. Because I mean, at least in my opinion, I think that it will always be there in the back of your head that you went through that, but you would be way stronger and you would basically be able to overcome it and just basically say, yeah, it doesn't hurt me anymore, and like you basically heal from it. But yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely agree on that. And to go back on what Matt said about the Stockholm Syndrome, that kind of adds on to like a little bit of both of the love bombing and gaslighting. Because, well, if you're more close to the abuser, they can make you think about anything. And if you're distant from your family and friends, you're gonna be you don't have a outside force to really tell you what's right from wrong, and like straighten your head. Because if you're having the abuser tell you from what's right and wrong, it's just playing into their hands. So having that distance away from the abuser and talking to them to help, at least family, friends, whoever can help you, it kind of sets your head straight because it makes you think, wait, what he's doing, that's abuse, that's manipulation. I need to listen to somebody that has a clear head and stuff like that. So I could definitely think, the Stockholm Syndrome, that was a great ad, 100%, because this is very, it's just that deep, like just getting distant from your people that emotionally. All these things could happen if you just fall in the hands of one person.
Yeah, it's actually crazy to think of that one person can do that.
Yeah, it's insane. That's why I feel like this is a very important topic to talk about.
It's not hard either, man, to do.
Yeah,
You know.
it's not. It's really not. Not like we're saying we did it. It's just like it's so common, and I feel like we need to bring it out to light.
You know
Yeah.
what's also another thing? I feel like a lot of people who know that they're attractive or something, they tend to use that, and they typically they target people who, I guess aren't as high in the social hierarchy as them, and they get them to do things. And I actually have a story about that, but I want to hear Kevin's take on what Imani just said.
Wait, also hold that story because it
All right.
actually adds on to the next point.
Okay.
It's
All right.
crazy how it's stringing together. That's how deep this thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kevin,
Yes. So, all right. Can you like retouch on what we're talking about? Because like I kind of was still stuck on the whole like story I explained. Because like mentioning that topic kind of.
yeah, no, that's why. Yeah, if you need like a break, we could give you one. You feel me?
No. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
I just
okay,
want to
okay, all
retouch
right.
on the.
Yeah, we were saying how like the Stockholm Syndrome was, like how, like getting distant away from your family members, it doesn't set your head straight because you're only listening to the abuser. While
Mhm.
if you take the time and distance away from that relationship, you heal from it because you have other people telling you what's really right and straight instead of having somebody else telling you what's right and wrong, but really it's playing into their hands.
Oh, right. Okay. So, all right. Thank you for that, by the way. Appreciate that. So I, experienced that firsthand. You know, it sucks because, you always think, because when you're in the abuser's hand, you always think that what they're saying is right. Like you just said just now, you think that everything they're saying is like part of like a monumental scripture that's like absolutely correct. Like, oh my goodness, you're so right. It should follow you. Like they always try getting into your head and making it seem as if everything they're saying, telling you to do, and showing you is the correct way to do things when it actually isn't. Because again, it's like what Imani just said. You're playing right into their hands. Now, I've had the situation happen with me before. It came to a point where that person made me pick between them or my friends. It came to a point where they did that. They were like, all right, now stand here, look at your friends, look at me, and now tell me, who do you want to pick? They put me through that. My friends were right there, and that person was right there. And they were like, so do you want me or do you want your friends? What's it going to be? You're either going to stay with one or you're going to stay with the other. That point, I still remember it vividly to this day. It's mind blowing how someone can actually be so capable of doing something like that and thinking there's nothing wrong just for them to play the cards right, just for them to have someone in their control, just for manipulation, just for all those factors. It's scary. It's scary because they actually put me through that position. Like they put me through that position where I had to choose between that person and my friends. It came to a point where it got my family involved. My family got involved in it. They clearly told me to distance myself from that person. But they even found a way to manipulate the way I think and the way I feel to make it seem as if my family wasn't saying the right thing. Therefore, I did not distance myself. And that hurts. It hurts. It's painful because your friends and your family is always telling you the right things. They're always telling you. They know you better than this person. They're going to say it. They're going to be like, distance yourself. This person is not going to benefit you in any time in the future. And I can already see it that this is not going to become something that's going to make you happy. It's going to raise conflicts. It's going to ruin you mentally, emotionally, and many more other factors will apply in the future. And I didn't listen, right? Because again, I was playing into the abuser's cards. They were playing the game and I was under their control. And it's terrible because, no one should ever go through something like that. But again, they make it seem as if my family, my own family, like people who created me and my friends who has been there longer than that person, they're making it seem as if they're wrong. They're making it seem as if everything they've been telling me about them is wrong. Like it's incorrect. I'm not like that. But hey, let's go do something. And I'll get distracted and I'll be playing right into their cards again. So yeah. Sorry if I extended it a little too much.
Nah, you good. It's just, oh my God, I had to mute myself, but I was in pain. I was like in physical pain. Like I was cringing that hard hearing that story. It was like, ugh. To get put in that position, it's like, oh, it hurts my brain.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible that I had to stand through that. And my friends would still look at, like, those friends are people I still talk to today. Like this happened like 3-4 years ago. They still talk to me today, right? And they go, sometimes they remind me, like from time to time, they go like, do you still think that what happened back then was normal? Do you still think that back then what happened was something logical? Like, do you really think that was the best position? Like, do you really think that all the persistence that you've been through, all the oh, it's okay, it's all right, guys, I'm fine. Do you really think that was worth it today? Now that you put into perspective what went on, what happened, what things that person put you through. And I always tell myself, I always question myself today. I'm like, it really wasn't worth it to spend that much time going through that same cycle for a year and a couple months. It's torture, but it is what it is. Things happen in life. Everything happens for a reason. So that might have been one tough lesson I had to learn because of my own stubbornness. But enough about me. Let's hear you guys.
You can't even blame yourself for that because, like, also, just in general, abuse, you can never fully blame yourself because, again, manipulation is like that. It changes your judgment. That's why we're highlighting this, because I'm somewhat into psychology for this reason, judgments and thinking. And for somebody else to have power over your judgment is a very dangerous thing because they can make you do almost anything. That, like, I think there was even a story where I think a girl, like, what was it? She encouraged a dude to commit suicide. That's how dangerous this stuff is.
Jesus.
Yeah,
seriously.
Hold on.
That's next level.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a real story. I remember it.
Jesus, is the guy okay?
He died.
Oh no!
He actually.
Oh my God!
That's a different type of evil.
She made him do it.
Yeah.
What? Sorry for my language, but
it's all right. Yeah, that's understandable. We'll still edit it out, but yeah, she like literally look, our positive is crazy. Who encouraged her boyfriend to kill himself? She was released. Nah. Oh my God.
When was this? Oh, it was last year. Oh, no wonder why.
I think it was like the court thing was like, I think it happened like 29. Yeah, it happened in 2019, early 2019, and then you know how courts are.
You know what's the problem though? Something like this, right? And I'm gonna go back to what I'm gonna answer Kevin's question. Was this normal? Yeah, it was. In today's society, it is normal. And that's the problem.
We gotta clap it up for that one. We gotta clap it up.
Exactly.
That's the problem. It's like,
And you can even see
yeah,
in the text, look, I'm sorry, but why does it say involuntary manslaughter? That ain't that. That's murder. Because everyone that has been through abuse or has been like what's the word? Sorry, what's that word? Thingy. You know, not abuse, the other one.
Manipulation.
That one, yes, yes, thank you. Has been manipulated, yeah. It's so strong. You literally can't like go against it because once they have you, yeah, once these like people like this girl, yeah, when they have you in their hands, yeah, and they don't let go, because they literally choose when to let go. They choose when to open their hands and let you go. But literally, once they have you, bro, you literally can't do anything. And I know a lot of people will turn around and say, "Oh, just block them or just unfriend them," but you generally just can't. And what she did here was so messed up. I don't care. That is literal murder right there. She literally killed someone without getting her hands dirty. That's what she did. That ain't manslaughter. That's she's a sociopath, bro. That's extreme.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And that's why I'm trying to. That's why I was
Poor
very
guy.
excited to get this episode out because this
Yeah.
is this is what happens. And like every guy has a story similar to something, not to this extent where they kill themselves, but the manipulation is that insane where you
It's,
could you could be told kill yourself and you would actually walk
bro.
over that bridge and do it. Like
Mm,
that's how insane it is, and that's why I'm highlighting it because I don't want anybody to get to that point because no
exactly.
offense to anybody, especially you and East, I had to help too many people that went
Mm,
through a similar cycle to what we're talking about. You know,
I know.
it's the same textbook, just different situations. So it's just this is it's important because our generation is we're the smartest so far in mental health, but there's so much that we
Well,
still have to
I wouldn't say that.
well
And it,
aware, like we're most aware about it, like we know depression really exists and stuff
I
like that.
mean, Amani, let's be honest. If this is the most aware, then
We still got a lot to
yeah, we
that's
still
why
got
I'm
a
trying to get this
long way
episode
to
out
go.
because we have a super long way to go
Yeah.
because this is like you said normal, but not like normal as in it should happen. It's that common that if you don't do it, not like you were looked at as weird, but it's such an outlier. It's noticeable that you're not like anybody that's hurt through relationships and you don't do the same thing that everyone else will do. They question the relationship, like what is happening. Like you're treating them how
And,
they should be, and it's crazy to them.
and if you don't do everything that the other person is saying, you're seen as a bad person. You're the bad boyfriend. You're the bad girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But it's like, no, I'm not like if there needs to be equal weight on both sides of the scale so the scale doesn't tip over, you know?
Hmm.
It's like I don't understand it, man. And it's now there's also, oh, you do everything a woman says. Oh, they use the word simp.
Yup.
Yeah. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, what do I do?
Oh, I
What do I
hate
do?
that.
What do I do? You're stuck in a crosshairs right now because it's like if you actually treat a woman right, simp. If you don't treat her, then you're a horrible person.
Yep.
In so it's like where do I go? Like, okay,
Exactly.
so I go in between. Oh well, guess what? Then you know what? One thing is gonna lack, and then the other thing is gonna lack. So it's like, what do I do here? You know?
Yep. I
So
definitely get that
confusing.
100%. But Matt, you mentioned a while back. We're gonna move on to the next topic. Jesus Christ, this is tough. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
I hope people are learning from this, though,
yeah,
man.
this is important,
And
man. This
the
is
story
important.
I want to tell is something that every man should do. What I did in this situation.
Yes.
You know,
So there's a,
again,
you know,
I don't. Sorry for interrupting you, Monty, but like, I'm not saying that with an ego, like, oh, you should do what I do, but it's just like, use this as an example. You know what I'm saying? My story, what I
To
did here.
avoid these
Yeah,
situations,
a
these
to
certain
hundred percent.
situations.
yeah,
Yeah. Because no
Yeah.
man should ever go through something like this.
Mm-hmm.
yep.
No one in general, to be honest, but yeah.
All right. Yes. So, benching, is definitely a new one. Um, I'm gonna just use my own like spin on it mostly, and then also say the thing. Technology on the rise, yada yada, social media and stuff like that. But one thing we can agree on is that women definitely get more attention on social media than men do usually. As in
Of
more
course.
DMs, more people saying, "Yo, I wanna date you, I wanna have sex, this, and that."
Mm.
And if you have so many options, I'm not saying some men can go through this, the extremely hot men can go through this too, but like on the scale, it's disproportionately women that can go through this. I have no stats for that, but I think we could look around society and literally just see that. Like every
Yeah.
woman has like 6 or 7 men in their DMs and stuff. So that it this is a horrible comparison. It's like an NBA team. Not everyone is gonna start. And that's where
Mm.
benching comes in, because now you get put in a position where and this is where using the word simp is okay, because like it's in the word, like it's like it is simping, because you're put in a position where you keep on giving this person attention, you keep on giving this person this and that, but you're not getting anything in return. It's like you're giving all these things and you're not getting anything in return, you know
Yeah.
and it's like, and it could be as simple as like talking to her and she's like pushing you back, like you ask her, yo, can I hang out with you, you get a pushback. It's like bait, like that commercial where the dude has like the whatchamacallit, the fishing rod, and he's hanging $1 in front of the woman, and every time she tries to grab it, it's like she can't catch it. That's exactly what benching is.
Mm.
And you know I mean, this is very a simplified way of saying it, but it's basically toying with the person, because you're just taking all what you can
Their
get from the
values.
person, yeah, all their values and stuff, without giving anything in return, because this person wants something from you, and you dangle it in front of them with hope. And
Exactly.
I'm gonna coin this
False hope.
term. Yeah, it's like hope is one of the biggest scams ever, because you don't get anything. It's just you're selling hope. What can you do with that? And it only works for so long, but you know, it's also kind of similar. It's kind of similar to love bombing too, because once you say, what, I don't want to be in this position anymore, that's when you start getting stuff a little, and then you get
It,
put back into
yeah.
the position to be benched. It's like
Exactly.
it's just weird. Like literally, like it says it here, the victim feels that they're being toyed with, and just when they're at the point of giving up and moving on, the bencher reappears to keep them interested. It's a sick and vile thing, and that's why I'm saying that's why we're mostly on the man type of thing, because of course, some girls can go through this, and like if they're chasing somebody that's super hot, and all the girls are going for that one man. Of course, you could end up in that position, but I feel like a lot more men could definitely tell a story about this, because it's extremely hard. Like it's extremely hard to hit up a girl's social media. Like, I mean, it's easier than back then, but it's just like, you know, it's a competition, and
It really is.
and you don't know who's there and who's here and stuff like that. You don't know who's next to you or who's in front of you or behind you. So you play your cards, and you just get hope back, thinking, oh yeah, I'm
Exactly.
definitely in first. I'm definitely in first, and then someone else is still winning, doing
Yeah.
whatever with her and stuff like that. So Anis, you seem excited. So how you feel about it?
No, no. Because I just want to say something, or just add to what you said. And even this is just me personally. I feel like even if you do get first place, no matter what, yeah, it will literally only last for a second. You'll
Mm,
be in first place for a second because there'll be someone else that will just take your place just like that. And that person, let's just say the girl, will basically just make it look like, yeah, you're in first place right now. Yeah, you're first place, blah, blah. That's what they will do. So here's you, like you said, it's like an NBA team. She will like, once you like lose the interest, yeah, and you're basically about to ask for a trade, they're gonna basically move you up the bench and put you either on the starting lineup or like the first player that's gonna jump on, after the quarter or something like that. That's
yeah,
literally
six
what
man.
they do. Yeah, literally, that's what they do, and it's so fucked up. And I even to in this generation, this society, I feel like even if you are in a relationship with that person, as in you got that person, even then, I would be so like, am I even going to be able to keep
But
this
yeah, chill
girl?
out
Am
on the
I?
cursing.
Sorry. But I'll be like, like, am I even gonna be able to like, keep this person? Is she gonna, just get up and leave, and then I'm gonna go back to square one where I'm gonna basically be fine for her? And so stupid, and no one should ever, ever ever fight for someone. If they don't want you, you just go the other way, and that's it. And that's it. And if they come back to you as well, yeah, I beg you, anyone that's listening to this, if they come back to you, yeah, I swear to God, they're only doing that because they just want your attention, and that's it. Nothing more from you, nothing less, nothing more. All they want is your attention, and you just don't give it to them. You just turn around, you walk the other way. Yeah, this has happened to me. Do I honestly want to talk about it? Kind of, but then I kind of don't, because I'm not saying this because I'm thinking I'm a man or I should be manly. No, no, like, sorry, but forget about all of that. But like, it's embarrassing that I let it happen because of the person that I am, and like, my morals and all this stuff. And like, I told myself I would never let this happen to me and stuff. Like, I would never be put in benching, love bombing, gaslighting. I would never put myself in these type of situations where I would basically get manipulated by a girl. Basically, I told myself after my previous relationship, I was like, nah, forget this, I'm done. And then boom, it happened to me. Met this girl, and then slowly but surely it happened. She told at the start, I got told what I wanted to hear, what I desired, basically. And then what happened after? Slowly but surely, the benching happened, the love bombing happened. And then remember, Imani, just 2020, remember how the girl was like to me, oh, that she's with someone new, blah blah, she's with someone. And then she was like, you wouldn't like it if I was in your life or you were in my life, because you would
Oh
see
yeah,
stuff like that.
that
And
was
then
crazy. Wait,
yeah,
can we touch on that real quick? We gotta go
yeah,
deeper in that.
yeah,
Literally,
sure.
you were put on a thread for so long, and
Mm.
then like your relationship was like, on and off thing with her. Even then, y'all weren't dating; it was like a friendship. Even then, you wanted her
Literally,
and stuff.
yeah.
And what happened was during one of the breaks you took, like just time and distance, when you tried to come back, she was dating somebody else.
Not only that, but she cut me off for the first time in 2 years, because it was a 2 year thing. For the first time in 2 years, that's the first time she said no to me. First ever time she said no to me.
Like the second she had somebody she wanted, you got
Yeah,
dropped like rocks.
I got dropped like I was. Sorry, language. Sorry,
It's
but
okay. I mean, like the viewer would understand this is kind of emotional.
I know. Let me rephrase. I got dropped like I was literal poop. Like I had no value.
Hmm.
I was nothing. I was a piece of dust basically to her. I was literally nothing. Like she just snapped her fingers like she was Thanos, and I just disappeared. That literally that's what it was. And it's so okay, and it's so messed up here how basically, you know what, okay, off topic, but me and Imani, me and you can agree on that. Basically, she was chasing this one guy, and then she so and so finally got the guy basically. And as soon as she did, what did she do? She cut me
Drop
off
you.
basically.
Yep.
Yeah. And her plan, backstory, her plan was basically she was basically gonna come back after 6 months to basically speak to me again, to reignite this abuse or whatever. Basically, she literally told me that she was going to check up on me in 6 months, and we all know what that was going to be. It was just going to be another phase of the manipulation thing, blah blah. But when I basically went back to her, she did that thing, Imani, to me, innit? Like, she literally just cut me off. I had no words to say. She literally said, I'm with someone and it's disrespectful to them, and I wouldn't like it and stuff. I mean, personally, I wouldn't find it disrespectful to them. I find it more disrespectful to me that you're literally saying this to my face right now. Like why didn't you say this before, that you were looking at someone else? Like, why didn't you say that? No, I don't like you like that. I don't want you like that. I want this person. And then cut me off, and that's it. Why'd you keep me as, your substitute, your backup? Like, whenever that guy didn't give you what you wanted, you came to me for it, because you knew I liked you, and you took advantage of that, which is really messed up. And it's so stupid, because what happened after Imani? A few months later, you want to tell them what happened? In December?
As soon as the relationship fell off, as we assume, we don't even know. She
Yeah.
came back with the sentence, "Can we just forget everything and reignite what we had," or something like that? Like she
She
just
said,
literally said, "Let's forget what happened in the past and like restart."
yeah, she said, she's like, literally, let's restart, forget about the past, let's be friends again, and
That's
restart
messed
everything.
up, man.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? What was gonna happen? It was gonna be the same thing, but it was just gonna slowly build up to it. Literally. And it's so funny because I was basically like, there was so many points where I was like, I'm done with this, I'm done with this, I'm done with this, I don't deserve this, I'm done with this, I'm done with this. And every single time she would always say, okay, bye. And then a few weeks or a few months later, she will come back and she will apologize and basically tell me what I want to hear. Basically, she would literally, she knew what I wanted to hear. And it was honestly crazy and scary how she knew. Because I was like, okay, this girl must know a lot about me then if she does what I want to hear. And then every time she did, it was like she hypnotized me. Like she told me what I wanted to hear. And then I was just there. I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to give you the attention. I'm going to give you everything that you want now. Even though what she wanted from me, she wanted from someone else. She didn't want it from me. The stuff she wanted it, but she wanted it from another guy that another guy wasn't going to give. And although this is kind of off topic, Imani, I kind of wanted to bring this up and just touch on it a little bit, but it's, I find it like, oh, my mind is all over the place, but like, give me a second, wait. Can you just remember what I was saying before that 2 minutes ago?
You were saying, wait, it was like the cycle of it, like she came back after that. Well, that's what you just said. And
Yeah.
beforehand, it was like the false hope type thing.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. If I remember, I'll bring it up. But yeah, that's what I have
Was
to
it
say
her
about it.
like fishing for attention? Is that what you were trying to say?
Yeah, but then there was something else about it. I forgot what I was gonna say. If I remember, I'll bring it up. But
Okay, yeah,
short-term memory loss.
Yeah. So how do y'all feel about that whole benching thing?
That's the most common thing, in my opinion. Out of all of this, that's the most common thing. That's in like this whole cycle thing. That's the main problem, I would say, the main thing. Everything else, yeah, but that is literally the main problem. And that causes so much pain for someone. Because you just look at it and you're just like, damn, am I easily that replaceable? You just replace me with all that. Like I ain't nothing. But, you know, it makes anyone feel like they have no worth, which is a terrible thing for anyone to go through. Because everyone should know that they have worth. Everyone is worth everything. You know, everyone has worth. You know, because everyone is different. You know, but people like that. Yeah, wherever they are, you know, God knows what they are. But people like that just generally just treat people like that and just make them think that they basically aren't anything and they're like their morals or their worth ain't anything. They just suck up all your energy and then they leave. And then when you pick yourself back up, when you get all that energy back, when you pick yourself back up, what do? What do? They come back and then they take everything. And there was that one video on YouTube where it was an animation. I'm not sure if it's on YouTube anymore, but there was this guy walking around and there was this girl and she basically had the guy was just basically plain white basically, meaning like, you know, he was clean and stuff. And then the girl was like, you know, all scribbled up with basically darkness, meaning, you know, like she had depression, all of this stuff and blah blah. And then all the guy did was touch her on the shoulder, and then all that, like, you know, that darkness, that black sketching basically came onto him, and it was only a little bit, so his arm was black. And then he would go on to someone else and then he would touch them, basically, you know, like be there for them. And then it's literally him just taking all that weight, all that emotion those people are going through, taking it from them. And then he's just passing all that negative stuff onto him. And then there's no one else helping him about it. He's literally just going around in circles, just basically helping and not receiving help himself. It's so messed up. You can find a video on YouTube somewhere, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely like show that on the screen on one of the promos just to represent it.
Yeah.
But anyone else want to add 2 cents or 3 or 4 or $1?
Kevin, you want to say something?
No, I think I'm good on my end.
Matt?
I want to say something though, like about girls and the benching thing. Sometimes, you know, it could happen though without any ill intent on the female side, you know. Like,
yeah, we also have to. I was gonna say that sooner or later. Like a
lot
of this stuff is unconscious is not really right, like it's not purposely, oh, I'm gonna put this man down and take everything from him. No, it's usually just from a place of insecurity, really, because
Well, there's also false villainization too in this because sometimes you could text a girl on social media, she doesn't really know like let's say she doesn't really know exactly that you're flirting. Like maybe there's a bit of tension, but it's neglected, you know, and then you just out of nowhere ask her out, and then she, kindly rejects you, like, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm not, really dating right now or whatever. That guy could, be like, okay, yeah, and maybe create some ill thoughts about that person, but she didn't necessarily mean it, in any like it, in any harmful way or anything like that. So there could be that false villainization too, just to be.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And what you're
Yeah.
describing is what a lot of people call a nice guy, which is like, hold on, like, come on, Google, please. All right. Yeah. No, that's not what. Yeah, I can't. Okay, I'm just gonna describe it. It's like, when you be super nice to a woman and stuff like that, and then when you try to ask her out, you get mad when you get rejected. It's like you just try to, you know, date her off of just being nice. Like, you expect giving her love and attention or whatever will expect you to just get what you want and stuff like that. And that's just like something psychological in itself. That's just like similar to mental illness. I wouldn't call it that. It's just like having a wrong perspective, really. But that's a good point to bring up. Yeah. So, like, it's very nuanced, but I just want to focus more on when it's really happening like this, like the emotional abuse, like when it gets to that point. But if
Yeah.
if and that, it's just overall hard in the first place to really approach anybody on social media. So it's that complicated. But
Yeah.
You, yeah, I mean, I think we've gone, to every base on this topic, right? You want to move on to the next one, or?
yeah. Ghosting, it's gonna be a small one, to be honest. This will be like 5 minutes because it's similar to benching, which is like, while benching keeps various partners on standby, ghosting is completely cutting off connection with no intent of speaking again. The reason behind ghosting is that the person will realize that there is no interest and just move on, but that may not always be the case. People dislike having to let down somebody, so they just avoid communication altogether. This is something that everyone really knows. This is probably like obvious
This
common
is
sense,
yeah.
but it
Yeah.
still has an impact on those people because it's like reassurance. You don't know why it happened. Like
Yeah.
you're sitting
No
there like
closure.
no closure. And that damages people too because you don't
Hmm.
you don't know. You want to be like, oh, why did it happen and stuff like that, and you get stuck on the why. Start
Yeah.
overthinking, and it's
You
it's like
think you did something wrong or something.
yeah. But usually the solution to it is like you realize, what, it happened. I don't care type of thing. But once it's hard to do that when you have such an emotional attachment to somebody that ghosts you. So it's just
Yeah.
it does damage.
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone want to speak on that? Or,
I think you should start money.
well, it hasn't personally happened to me, but I feel like that's really all I could really say about it. It's just,
Yeah.
when you start talking to somebody and stuff like that, and then out of nowhere they just ghost, because usually this happens from immaturity. It's like, I don't want to let this person down. They can't handle that communication, so they just ghost and avoid the whole situation, when really it does more
They run
damage.
away.
Yeah, it does more damage when you could have
Yeah.
just told the person.
Yeah.
So it's
I
just.
don't.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I don't think I've been through something like this. I mean, obviously, I've known some people that have been through something like this. Like just recently, a mate of mine told me about a friend of his, like a girl that, like she was basically talking to a guy, and then they were hitting it off. They were nice and stuff. Like they were doing good, and then basically they would like watch like stuff on like like they would watch stuff together, basically like anime or something, for example. And then one day the guy just got up and just ghosted and left.
Mhm.
And she contacted him, she tried everything, and the guy just ghosted, just everything. And then she's just there like so confused and just like and hurt, because she was growing like like she was basically growing an attachment to that person. You know, like she was like trying to like that person, and it's honestly sad. And I mean, that's the only like thing I've heard about. At least I obviously personally haven't been through this, but yeah.
Mm. All right, I feel like that's all we could really talk about on ghosting. Because to be honest, who doesn't know about it? You know,
Exactly.
well,
True,
nobody,
true.
well, you know, knowing it's emotional abuse, that's different. It's probably just something that happens, and but putting a
Yeah.
label on it being abuse, that changes the whole thing.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
Been
mhm.
through it
just
before.
but just to close it off, yeah, I just want to let anyone that's listening to this right now, just to let you know, if someone ghosts you, okay, don't please, I beg you, please don't take it to heart. Don't take it to heart. Listen, see it as God giving you mercy, because that person, instead of just packing their bags and leaving like that, they could have done way worse than what they've just done, basically. Like ghosting is honestly like the less painful thing to go through. And I know if you're really attached to someone, like really, really, trust me, I've been attached to someone. If you're really attached to someone, yeah, I know it can be hard to accept it and you don't get that closure or something. But see it as that person is basically not interested in you, and they basically almost practically used you. So just don't overthink it. You really don't overthink it. Just take it on the chin and just move on with your life and focus on yourself, because you will definitely find someone way better than that person. Because I mean, I honestly don't really have any words to talk about people like that. And like Imani said, it's just immaturity. So just take it on the chin and just move on and just say, you know what, this person's just immature. Let's leave it. And yeah, and obviously, like Matt said before as well, time heals wounds. So as time goes past, you'll feel better. So just to add that in, if anyone's going through, ghosting right now or something, because I know it hurts. Everything on this list hurts.
Heavily.
But yeah.
All right, but that's really the whole article. So I want to close it off with this question. Now, I feel like, the path to, to the answer or to the truth is really realizing the problem. So now that we know all these terms and we went through it, what do y'all feel like is the best to not only avoid the situation, but if you're in it, like how do you get yourself out?
Does anyone want to go first?
Yeah, I could go first.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Well, man, at the end of the day, it's realizing it from the start, you have to be able to detect these things from the beginning, and it's hard because usually first impression people give you the best. They show you the
Yeah.
best side of yourself, but look at the second day, look at the third day. It's like you have to observe these things. You have to, if she or he starts asking you for favors and all this stuff, it's like, okay, I know where this is going. you know you know when you're going into this world of dating, you have to be able to recognize that immediately. And look, I know it's tough because it's like, damn, I really wanted this person, but it's like, at the end of the day, if they're doing all this, they weren't meant for you in the beginning.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's as simple as that. I don't think I have much more to add than that. It's just,
You will find someone way better. Like you
yeah.
will generally don't think that, oh, I won't find anyone better than this. Nah, because trust me, you will find someone way better than this, and you will literally laugh at yourself for saying, damn, I really like that person. It's one of those things.
Yeah, just,
It's just patience, isn't it?
yeah,
Don't go looking for it. Because if you go looking for it, all these, like these people that do all this stuff will just be like, oh, what? You're looking for that? Okay, cool. I can give it to you. But they're lying. They won't give it to you. They'll give you a fake version of it. And then they will manipulate you into thinking that this is the real thing. This is real love. This is what I've been looking for. That's what you're gonna think, literally. I mean, this is what I've been through as well. So like, don't be going looking for it and stuff. Just literally focus on yourself, focus on your life, and literally one day you just meet someone and naturally click with them, and then yeah, hopefully that person's a nice person and stuff. But yeah, and then it works out and stuff. Yeah.
just honestly, this is kind of what I've been thinking about in terms of dating, which is like I feel like my strategy is just going to be let it happen naturally, you know, because
Mm.
man, at the end of the day, especially with the social media stuff, it's like these girls probably have like five guys texting them, some of them,
Always.
yeah, always, so at the end of the day, it's like, you know when the dude is in the middle of the race versus you're just starting, who do you think is going to win? You know,
Exactly.
I
And
mean,
can I add something to that, please?
yes, of course, yeah.
Honestly, this took me a while to figure out. Honestly, this took me a while, but you know how like how you guys said it's like a race basically to basically get a girl for us men generally, like it's a race.
Right.
Honestly, sometimes I just look at it and I'm just like, I can't be asked. Like I don't wanna
Yeah.
race for a girl. Like what am I? What am I? A dog or
and
something?
and
No,
that's yeah,
I know my worth.
and that's the mentality you have to develop, where it's like, all right, look, man, she's not trying to do any of this. All right, let's move on, whatever,
Exactly. You find
and
someone that's interested in you.
yeah, exactly. It's also like, why don't you go out and try to find a girl or a boy who is, into the same stuff as you, all that. Like, there's plenty of attractive people who are into, all sorts of things, and,
Exactly.
good, and people with good personalities. And, hey, man, you just, like, I'm telling you, like, there's going to be so many situations in your life where you'll be like, damn. I mean, maybe not, so many, but there'll be those moments where you're like, damn, she's kind of attractive. You know what I mean? And, it'll be like the perfect setup in order for you to, get them, to date you or whatever, or, ask
Yeah.
them out or whatever it may be. Yeah. But Kevin, man, go ahead. If you want to say anything.
All right. So, one very important thing for the audience, please take into consideration that when it comes down to a situation that it involves your friends and family, and you see that there's some sort of distance or there's some sort of disruption between you, your family, and your friends, immediately take it into account that that is not okay. Because it doesn't matter what type of relationship that you're in, your friends and especially your family should be around you. You should be communicating with them, interacting with them being part of your life. Talk to them. Don't spend all the time on that other person, because if you see that there are signs that you are distancing yourself from your friends and your family and it feels distant, please take that into account immediately. Talk to your partner. And if your partner disagrees and thinks that everything is okay and that the distance is normal, my best suggestion for you is to leave, because you do
100%.
not want to be put into that situation, and it will hurt you. It's going to hurt. So,
100%. Yeah.
yeah, just take that into consideration. That's all I have to say.
All right, I guess it's my turn. Um, the main like contributor to what I feel like is all these things that happen is the mentality that of being less than. That's really where it comes down to, because I feel like a lot of people, they come in with like low confidence, low ego, and stuff like that, and it's easy to get taken advantage of and just put you down even more. So I feel like before y'all go into any relationships, y'all need to just, this is for the audience, to go to work on yourself and develop confidence and stuff like that. Things that you do outside anybody, like hobbies, stuff like that. Whether it's like drawing, playing basketball, things like that. You need to like develop a life, because not to say y'all don't have one. It's just like, you need to do things outside of other people. You can't be just living off of what other people do, or just having somebody else's attention to feed your ego, because it won't always be there, and if it is, it's probably doing more damage than good. So I feel like just avoid relationships if you feel like you're not ready for one, or you just you got scars that you need to heal from, therapy,
Mm.
anything like that. You need to definitely work on being a better person, because that will attract somebody better. Usually I don't know when I was first like dealing with girls and stuff, people were telling me, yo, you might have to hit up like 100 girls and get like 2. And it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to chase, get all these no's and stuff like that. And the yeses that I probably get, they will treat me like, put me in an abusive situation. So I feel like,
Exactly.
if you have something that's attracted to yourself, people will come to it. So just do that. Just focus on yourself, focus on something you love, and then somebody will look at you and say, you know what? I like what this person is doing. Let me, see what let me be a part of this person's life.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's just, build yourself up, because if you come into something with a low ego and a low confidence, you might walk out with something even lower,
Exactly.
unless it's a hobby or something like that. Like in other people, you can't feel your self-esteem with other people. You just can't.
You can't. You have to do it yourself.
Yep.
Can I add to that, please?
Mm-hmm.
And this is one thing that I've learned, especially in 2018. I slowly learned to only now, at this point in my life, I've actually it's strong in my head now. Main thing in life is that you always come first, because without you, there's no you in general. Like you can't, if there's no you can't go out, become a doctor or whatever you want to do in life, become a football player, soccer player, like whatever you want to do in life. If there's no you can't go do it. Of course, you can't be in a relationship, you can't get married, you can't go out with your friends, you can't even have friends if there's no you there. So the main thing is to focus on yourself, focus on you, learn to love yourself, especially learn to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, if you can't look yourself in the mirror and say, damn, I'm looking I'm looking fine today. Like if you can't do that, yeah, then you gotta work on yourself, man. You gotta look at yourself in the mirror. And if there's something you don't like about yourself, it's not the end of the world. You can change it. I wouldn't say like change it to the point where like, you're changing it for someone else. Change it for yourself. If you feel like you want to change like a haircut, like, or something, like change yourself. I don't know, like do a hairstyle, whatever, change your beard style. I don't know, like do anything. I mean, go to the gym, get muscles or whatever, whatever you want to do, go do it, but do it for yourself, because at the end, you will not regret that, and that will make you the most happiest person in the world. Because if you do it for someone else, yeah, they can easily turn around and say, this person looks better, or this person has more than you, or this person has that of what you have, but has this as well, so I'm going to go to them. Like that's the thing. Like Imani said, you do stuff for yourself that you love, and it will attract good energy back. It will attract like people that like will be like, yeah, I like this person, I like what they're about, I want to be part of the journey, or like, something like that. So the main thing is just learn to love yourself. Put down the phone, put down social media. Honestly, I've haven't been touching social media recently, because social media is honestly a really bad
Toxic.
thing. It's really toxic, bro. It's like really toxic. Like it's bad for your health, both physical and mental, bro. Like you just laying down in bed in the morning, scrolling through Instagram, Snapchat, wherever, yeah. Bro, get up, wash your face, brush your teeth, go for a jog instead. Get up, stretch. Go make yourself some nice breakfast. Like play some music. Smile for once. Just smile, innit? Look yourself in the mirror and say, thank you, God, for letting me be alive right now. Be grateful for how your life is right now. Because yeah, it can be worse. So always be grateful for like where you are in life, and for all the positive like things you have in your life, obviously. And yeah, just main thing is literally like Mani said, and like we all say, is just literally focus on yourself, and don't do anything that will basically hinder your relationship with your family, especially your blood family, your friends that care about you. Don't don't distance yourself from them, because I mean, common sense, why would you want to distance yourself from people that love you so much? Like is really dumb. All because one person is telling you, yeah, this is normal. No, forget that bullshit. They just want you for your energy. They just want you for something you have, basically. And once they get it, they will leave you in an instant. But family and your friends will never. Of course, you can get fake friends and sometimes fake families. I mean, if you're Asian, you would understand. Like, yeah, of course, yeah. But no matter what, yeah, your real family, your real friends will always be there for you in the end, and they will always make sure you're straight, you know, in anything. And if you're doing something wrong, they will literally what's it called? Tell you, hey, yo, that's wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. This is right, blah, blah. You know, and yeah, like Kevin said, you know, just don't ever distance yourself from the people that care about you the most, because that's the worst mistake you can ever make in your life. And you will regret it as well, you know, because sometimes you can't get those relationships back, you know, that you have with them people. I've learned this myself, because some of the bridges that I've had, I've literally burnt it myself, because, I mean, it was my fault. I was more focused on fake people, fake stuff, that people that didn't really care about me. And I burnt the bridge to like my real friends, you know, my real family members and stuff, you know. But yeah, I don't really know what else to add to that, but yeah.
Hey man, that's everything we could really touch on. That's a
Mm,
very good conclusion.
yeah.
This was
Everybody's done with their statements, right? Everything, or
yeah.
Yeah.
This was one tough episode. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
Yeah.
Whew.
Just be
Hey, man.
careful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, that's what you get on the Raw Goats podcast. Tough and raw topics. You know,
Yep.
expect nothing less from this podcast.
Expect nothing
But-
less.
Yeah, expect nothing less. But yeah, I mean, that's it, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right. We were joined today by Anise and Kevin, both wonderful guests as always. There's a
Wait.
reason-
Before you say it. I want to thank y'all so much. To be honest, thank y'all, because
Yeah.
So,
yeah, this, I know how tough it was. Like I wasn't even talking about my experiences, and like,
yeah.
so thank y'all. This is probably the
It's
strongest
alright.
thing I ever witnessed in my life. So,
Of course.
whew. But yeah, Matt.
And
It's good to
I
talk
want
about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is. You know, I want to extend my thanks as well. So, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Raw Goats podcast. People, be enlightened and stay enlightened,
And work on yourself.
and work on yourself. And yeah, that's it, people. See ya.
Mm-hmm.